we live? Oh, I think we're live, everybody. Here we go.
Nice.
Tonight's going to be a fun one, Mike. You ready?
We are ready for tonight. Look at all of these smiling faces. Wow. There are a ton of people from our homeschooled community on tonight's deal finding session. I would not at all expect that Karen Estrada would not be here because that's how she came to know us and join our community. Hi, Karen. Taking notes as usual. I see Mr. Cooley, Mr. Becker, the Lamb sisters are here. Harry, Brandon, Harry, I should wear my t-shirt. If I knew you were going to be here, I would have put the t-shirt on. What is up, my friend? I love it. I love it. So tonight is deal finding with Tarek El Moussa. And for those of you that are joining us for the first time, Tarek is going to dial for deals live on the call. We have selected, for the sake of time, about 40 properties that we looked at from across the country. Our team pulled them today off of Zillow. We'll still pull them up on Zillow. I'll be screen sharing through part of the process. And Tarek is going to call the realtors. Sometimes we'll hit, sometimes we'll not. But we're going to go across the country from east to west coast. If you have a few deals that you're looking at and you'd like us to look at them, you are more than welcome to share them in the chat. Doesn't mean we can get to everybody's stuff. But as we're going through the country, we're more than happy to take a look at things that you throw in the chat as well. We know our good friend Amelia St. James from my area, Tampa, Florida, is always putting great deals into the chat. We've got Coach Jason Schlesinger, Coach Matthew Haddad, Coach Grayson on board. And if you like what you see tonight, please come join our community. We've got a ton of people from our community here that are part of our homeschooled community learning how to invest following Tarek's methods. There's 4 fundamentals: find it, fund it, fix it, flip it. And Tarek always encourages us to look at the find it portion. He's going to help us learn how to do that tonight. So with that, Tarek.
We're going to have some fun tonight. So with the show of hands, who's there? Whose first session with me is it tonight? All right. So we got a couple of hands. All right. So here's why I like doing what we're doing tonight. And here's why I do it, actually. The reason I do what we're doing tonight is to prove to everybody, because I'm so sick and tired of all the bullshit out there, you guys. Okay. I'm tired of the haters. I'm tired of the excuses. I'm tired of the bullshit. So with nothing more than a phone and the internet, I'm going to show you guys how you can start finding real estate deals. And I'm going to tell you this: the difference between you making it in life and not making it in life depends on who you listen to. I'm going to say that again. The difference between you making it in life and not making it in life is who you listen to. Ignore the noise. Don't listen to all the BS out there from people that have never done anything, that have never accomplished anything, that have never invested $1 in their life. I say this all the time. You will never hear a real, like myself, a real estate investor telling someone like you not to be a real estate investor. The only people that are going to tell you not to do this are the people that have never done it. So think about that. The people that do it will urge you to do it. The people that have never done it will tell you not to. So it's up to you who you guys want to listen to. And here's another thing. Our whole lives, we're told things take long. Bullshit. When I got into real estate, I made money fast. I changed my life fast through real estate. I'm not saying it can happen for you in a day, in a week, but I'm a huge believer. If you get started and you work your tail off for 90 to 180 days, at the end of that 3 to 6 month period, your life could be different. And I know this because I did it myself at 20 years old. Everybody said what I was trying to do was impossible. They told me it wouldn't work. I went from $0 to $40,000 a month overnight selling these things. I wasn't even buying and flipping them. Sorry, guys, I'm a little heated tonight off my social media posts. People give me so much crap all the time. I'm just trying to help, So that's it. Decide who you want to listen to. And I think you want to listen to people that have actually done something. Ignore the noise and never take advice from somebody who hasn't done what you're looking to do. Just remember that. So with that being said, this is straight cold calling. This is the easiest, cheapest way to get deals that almost anybody can do. Now, when I'm running my business, is my team just calling off Zillow? No. We have digital marketing, TV commercials, radio advertising, print advertising, cold calling campaigns, text message campaigns, but we do a few hundred deals a year. So if you're looking to do a handful of deals a year, which by the way could be life-changing, you can do a handful of deals a year doing exactly what I'm about to show you guys. And here's something important. I don't care if you know nothing about real estate. You want to know why? It does not matter. I'm going to say this again. I don't care if you know nothing about real estate. It does not matter, because this is what matters. Are you able to ask someone if they're interested in selling? That's question number one. And if they are, ask them, how much are they looking for? Okay. If you're able to buy it and fix it and have it worth more, which by the way, we help you come up with that value, you can be a real estate investor. If you don't know construction, guess what? You hire contractors. If you don't know design, guess what? You hire designers. If you don't know real estate, guess what? You hire real estate agents. That's the beautiful thing about this business. You can delegate almost everything except one thing. The one thing you can't delegate is the magic, and the magic is finding deals. So just remember that. Focus 90% of your time looking for deals, and your life's going to change. And listen, if you guys like tonight and you want to join my program, great. If you don't want to join my program, great. Don't care. But you need to do this for you. You need to do it for your future. You need to do it for your family. So my rant is over, Mr. Michael Savage. Let's make some phone calls.
I love it. Let me go to Zillow so that they can kind of see what we're doing. I'm going to screen share here. We've got a couple deals, Tark, on the East Coast that looked pretty good. Some days on market, as well as some price cuts. So hang on here, screen share.
And by the way, if I do have any haters on tonight, let me know. I would love to show you what we do here.
All right. Hang on 1 second. Here we go. Screen share. Sorry, I hit the wrong button, Tark. All right. So we've got this beautiful home. This is in Charlotte.
Okay.
We've been on market for 30 days.
Yeah. So Mike, let me just say a few things. So you guys, in order to save time, we looked on, I didn't look, the team looked on Zillow earlier and identified properties that we would want to call on. But here's how you do it. If you live in North Carolina, you go to Zillow, put in Charlotte, North Carolina, and you look at every single home for sale in Charlotte, North Carolina. And what you're looking for are houses that look like they need work, 1. 2, we're looking for price reductions, which means a seller dropped their price. On this house, they dropped their price. How much, Mike?
$24,000.
They dropped their price $24,000, but on a $250,000 house, what is that? That's what is that? That's about a 10%. That's 9.7% price drop, right? So they dropped their price almost 10%. So those are motivation signs. And another thing we look at is days on market. So I'm going to say that again. 1, we look for pictures. We look for junky houses. 2, we look for higher days on market. 3, we look for price reductions. And if we can hit all 3 of those, there's a good chance we might be able to do something. And here's another thing I'm going to do for you guys tonight, because a lot of you might not have the experience I have. I'm going to play dumb. You're going to see me ask the realtor, what should I pay for the house? What do you think the house is going to be worth? What will the house rent for? How much do you think it's going to cost to fix up the house? So you're going to see me getting all the information from the real estate agent. And the reason I'm doing that, again, is to show you that you can do it. All you have to do is ask the same questions that I ask. And I know all of you can do that. So Mike, let's kick this thing off. What do you say?
All right. Well, the team, for the sake of time, did the finding of the things, including the phone numbers. So we are calling, let's see, Tara McClendon Nivens. The phone number is 980-219-4457.
And her name was Tara?
Yes.
Okay, what's her address? All right, wish me luck, everybody. Can I see the MLS sheet, Mike?
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, no, you're good. All right, here we go. Tara, right? And watch what my first question is. Say address. Address, Mike?
860 Viola Drive.
Hello,
Hi, I was looking for Tara.
it's Sarah.
Hey Tara, this is Tarek El Musa. I was calling about your listing you have over on Viola Drive in Charlotte.
Okay.
Yeah, I was just wondering if that was still available because I was very interested in buying that property as an investment and having you represent me.
Are you interested in, have you had a chance to do a tour with the property?
I've seen all the pictures online. And yeah, I see it's a 3-bedroom, 1 bath, about 1,100 square feet. I saw you reduced it to 249,000. And it looks like it could be a good fit for a rental property. I think I have about 40 in the Charlotte area.
Okay, yes, it doesn't have a HOA. It is really convenient to, shopping and dining and close to, the interstate and, like the main highway.
Yeah,
It is
yeah.
in a really nice spot.
And let me
So
let me. I'm sorry. And do the owners live here, or is this tenant occupied?
It was the owners and it was occupied, but they moved out.
They
the
moved
end
out,
of,
motivated owners.
September.
Okay, so it's vacant right now.
Yes,
Okay, so
but there is still little furniture left in it. There is very little left. Yes.
got it, got it. And have your sellers already moved out of the area then?
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Oh, so they're pretty motivated. So are they looking for like a 10-day escrow, a 30-day escrow?
I just know the seller is motivated to sell.
Okay, got it. And then I'm gonna ask you a few more questions and then I'll let you go. Do you know what this house would rent for?
In that area, I can check for you. I should know that right off, but I don't.
Yeah, that's all right. It's hard to remember everything in this business.
Yeah, Mecklenburg County is 3-bedroom, 1 bath. I don't like to guess, but I wanted to try to see what I can find.
Yeah, probably like
for that house.
Yeah.
Let me see. Bear with me. I can
Yeah.
start real
probably
quick.
about 1,400.
I'm thinking in Charlotte, probably more than that.
Yeah, well, I just rented another one out in Charlotte. I had it rented at.
In my area where I live in Union County, I'm about 30 minutes from Charlotte.
Got it. And then while you're looking that up, where do you think they're at with price?
As you noticed, I'm not sure if you noticed that it was listed for 273. She just lowered the price. I think it was last Saturday. She reduced it down to $24,000. So that's why it's down to 249.
Got it.
Just had it reduced.
Got it. Let me ask you this. I mean, do you think, the seller has moved out, the property's vacant, we're going into the holidays, fourth quarter, rates just went up. I mean, do you think they would consider an all cash offer, say at 200,000 with the 10-day close?
I would say submit the offer.
Okay, well, I would need you to submit that for me. If you're open to doing that. Yeah, yes, ma'am.
Okay.
So
All right.
yeah, and over the years, over the last 13 years, I think I've bought over 1,000 houses. So I've done this a few times.
Oh, wow. That is awesome.
Yeah, a lot of fun. And while I got you on the phone, do you have any other houses that might be distressed where your sellers are looking for a fast cash offer?
What I can do, let's see here. Bear with me. I'm trying to get on to see what I could see.
Yeah.
Quick, as far as yes, there is. I know there is. Yes. Are you just leaning towards the Charlotte area?
No, I really buy all over the country. Have you seen? Do you watch HGTV at all? You might have seen my show Flip or Flop.
Flip a flop. What's your name?
Tarek El Musa.
I've watched HGTV like for years.
Yeah, I made my ex-wife, she's blonde, we flipped houses, and then I did a show called Flipping 101, and now I do a show called Flipping El Musas, and then my wife's on Selling Sunset.
Selling Sunset. Okay, I've watched Selling Sunset.
Yeah, so my wife's Heather, yeah.
I watched that one on Netflix.
Yep, that's the one. All right, so now you got to sell me some houses. Let's do this.
Oh my gosh, are you kidding me?
No. See, this is meant to be. You got to sell me 3 houses. That's it.
Are you serious? Oh my gosh, let's see.
So yeah, but I would love to make a deal on Viola. And then you said you had another one you're familiar with. That's a good deal.
Yes, let's see. Bear with me. I'm looking for like what I'm trying to do right now is the rentals in Charlotte at that particular zip code. I'm just trying to see like in that zip code, what are the price points for that amount of house to. I should be knowing this right off the top of my head. You're trying to keep me on my toes here.
Yeah, it's all right. Well, if you want to look it up, this is actually my personal cell phone number, and if you could text me, and the info on the other deal too, tomorrow morning I can call you. We can write some offers up.
Okay, let me get my this is awesome.
Yeah, I'm glad I reached out tonight.
I'm glad too. I was just sitting here and I was, oh my gosh, about to get a little discouraged.
Oh,
My goodness, yeah.
Never get discouraged.
Right. So I had to put on a Halloween movie with my great nephew, and I just had to get my mind off of things.
Yeah, no, I know. Yeah, no, you can't get discouraged in this business. I spent the day calling people for solar, and I got yelled at quite a few times today, believe it or not.
Really?
Yeah, but hey, I don't let other people's issues affect my life, so I keep going, and that's how we find success.
Okay, so so spell your name out, please.
Sure, Tarek, and then my last name is El Musa, EL space MOUSSA.
Okay, try that with me one more time.
EL space MOU, S like Sam, S like Sam, A like Apple.
Okay, got you. Okay. All right, and this is your cell phone number. I make sure I lock it in my phone.
Yeah. So.
And we'll check to see. Are you looking for properties? Trying to say at this price point?
No, doesn't matter the price point. I'm looking for deals. Anything I can go in, put a little money into it and flip it, or if it's a good rental, I'd definitely be interested in that as well.
Okay. All right. Okay.
All right. Well, I'll look for that text message. And then yeah, let's connect tomorrow. Let's get some offers going.
Okay. And what time works for you?
Just shoot me a text in the morning and I'll get back to you as soon as I can.
Okay. All right. Well, you have a good evening.
All right. You too.
And
thank you
so much for reaching out to me.
All right. You got it. Thanks.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the call, you guys. That is the call. That was a great start to the night. Man, that was awesome. All right. How fun was that? Do you guys see what we did there? We just called a cold call, a real estate agent. And by the way, I didn't tell her it was Tarek until after I got all the info. So I waited. I wanted to show you, didn't matter who I was. I got a price of 200 saying, yes, she would write the offer. The seller's motivated. They already moved out. It was tenant occupied. You guys. And then did you guys see the question I asked them? Well, while I got you on the phone, do you have any other deals? What did she say? She said, yes, I have another one. So knowing nothing about real estate, is there anyone that can't do what I just did? Because you see, you don't need to know anything about real estate. And in case you're wondering how I knew to offer 200,000, I didn't. I have no idea. Okay, I just took a guess. So now I have to go do my homework. But if it was listed at 275, they just reduced it to 250 At 200, I could probably make a quick 20, 30 grand. Why not? Not bad for what is that? 8 minutes of work? Who agrees that's not bad? Okay. And guess what? If she sells me the other house, I wholesale that. Maybe that first phone call is 50, 60,000 bucks. Like, who knows? And that's the beautiful thing. And just so you guys understand, within Homeschooled, we've built systems, meaning you don't have to know everything. You have to know how to generate the lead. Okay. Once you generate that lead, we hold your hand through the rest of it. Okay. But your job is to do what I just did and make those phone calls. I thought that was pretty awesome, Mike. What do you think?
Oh, that was stellar. And there's great questions. Oh, well, what if you can't make a cash offer? Do you need to make sure it's assignable? Some really solid questions coming in. Now, you just mentioned, you could get that at 200 and possibly just turn it over, right? Very quickly. I mean,
all day long. If I got that at 200, I could probably sell it tomorrow for 210, but it's still, 10 grand in 8-minute phone call.
Right.
Not bad.
The other interesting thing is, and I think it's worth mentioning, Tark, you do this all the time, is you asked her about other deals while you were on the call, and she said, yes, I have other deals. Once you make the connection, it might not be about the house you called about. It might be about other opportunities. So, I mean,
exactly.
So it's about building that out over time.
Yeah. So actually what Mike said is a very good point. So you guys check this out. The reason I used to cold call on Zillow like that, it was never about the house I was calling on. It was just to ask them if they had any other houses that weren't on the market yet. You could literally get a list of 100,000 real estate agents in your state, and one by one call, text, and email asking if they have any fixers that they could sell you. There's going to be deals in there. And the goal is getting it before it hits the open market. So my specialty is acquiring off-market real estate directly from owners. Tonight, we're calling real estate agents to show you how you can make some money. But, for me, going direct to the owners is where you really, really make those big wins, which is what we focus on and teach. Should we call another one, Mr. Michael Savage?
Yep. There's a nice one here in Tampa. Here, let me share screen again. I like Tampa. It's my backyard.
Yeah, you do.
Price cut by 49,000. It's in a great area. And while this looks clean, we got a time capsule. We got old tile. We got an old kitchen. It looks like it's clean, but definitely needs upgrading. If it was going to be sold at that price point, it's in an area that's commanding reasonable prices, but I can tell why they had to cut it by 50,000. We are calling Jane Friel.
All right. Okay. And this house isn't that much of a fixer, so they might laugh at my offer, but let's give it a try, you guys. If I can get laughed at, you can get laughed at. Okay.
In this area, if they wanted to sell it for top dollar, they would actually have to turn over everything inside of that house. It's 727-410-6205.
What, 727-410-6025?
6205.
6205. And what's our name here?
Jane.
Jane. All right. What's our address?
We're at 4309 and 1.
Hello, I'm sorry.
She didn't answer. By the way, Michael Ford sent a message. What is the investor's objective for 200K plus reno? Where is the profit? So on a deal like this, that other one I called on wasn't a big reno deal. So most likely I would wholesale that to someone that buys rental properties. So they'll go in there, they'll paint it, new carpet, and they'll rent it out. And they like the deal because they can get it for 210, 215, and maybe it's worth, 240. So they're still getting, a 12 to 14% discount from market.
So this is Austin. You got a $25,000 price cut today. on a 3-1.
Okay.
And while it's clean, it also needs a little updating on the inside. That's a very old kitchen, kind of old flooring that it looks like they just tried to clean up. So this needs some work. Wood, I love the wood. Wooden toilet seats are my favorite thing in the world.
Yeah. So in California, for example, to get this house pretty nice, it would cost me, 80 to 100 grand. So on this call, because it's in Texas, I'm going to ask the real estate agent, how much do you think it's going to cost to fix up this house? Because the cost of construction in Texas is probably cheaper than California.
Yeah. So we are calling Michelle Rawls, and we've got 512.
All right, 1 second. 1 second. 1512
327
327
4800.
And the name is Michelle.
Yep, Michelle.
All right. Can I see the property, Mike, on Zillow?
Sorry.
No, you're good.
Calling Super Sotheby's International Realty.
Do we have a cell phone number? This could be actually.
Yeah, let me look real quick. We're just going to Google that. Yeah, let's try this. 512 695 4663.
And it's Michelle? Yeah.
Yep.
And what's the address, Mike?
1414 Atterbury.
Can you scroll up a little? Perfect.
You've reached Michelle Rawls with Super Sotheby's, Westlake, and Texas.
Hi, this is El Musa. I was interested in purchasing your Atterbury listing in Austin. Please give me a ring when you can. Thank you. It's in Austin. Yep. Okay, done. You see? Text message, email, phone call. A contact is a contact.
Love it.
Imagine, you guys. Imagine you just sent, like I did all day, and you just sent realtors messages and just ask him, like, the house is listed at 300. Do you think you'll take 220? How motivated is your seller? Do you have any off-market deals? Do you have any fixer-uppers? Imagine if you were doing this, having these conversations all day. One conversation leads you to another conversation, to another conversation, to another conversation. And here's the magic. The reason I became so successful so fast is I had one metric. My one metric was this. It wasn't to make money, wasn't to get deals. It was have 50 conversations a day. I was not allowed to leave my office until I had 50 conversations a day. And it would take me 10 to 12 hours to accomplish those 50 conversations. And guess what? As long as I hit 50 conversations a day, I was making more money than I ever thought possible. Make those contacts. All right, what else we got, Mike?
We're going to move over to Arizona. This is for a couple of our students that are not in Scottsdale, but scouring the rest of the state. We've pulled a couple in Tucson and Tempe. There's one in Tempe, 51 days on the market. There's another one, 60 days on the market. And it's got a $15,000 price cut. So I thought we'd start there and then maybe go up to a couple in Tucson. But let's call Tempe first. This one was, I looked at this earlier when Chelsea sent this. It needs a lot of upgrades.
Well, actually, it looks like someone just tried to fix that up. Can you go to the sales history, Mike? Let's see when this thing last sold.
Popcorn, old cabinets. Looks like they just graded the dirt. You know what I mean? It's kind of like a half-assed job.
I think this is a really bad flip. Let's see the history.
Oh, I love when we do this.
No, it last sold in 2003. Wow, yeah. Look at that, 150,000. And guess what? You know what the funny thing is? 20 years from now, we're gonna look back and say, "Man, we could buy a house in Arizona for 600,000." Everything goes up. It's inflation.
So it's Carrie O'Connor.
Okay.
It's 602
Okay.
402 5002.
You guys learning anything yet? Anybody having fun yet? What's the name? Carrie.
Hello, this is Carrie.
Hey, Carrie, my name is Tarek El Musa. I was calling about your listing on Verlea Drive in Tempe.
Uh-huh.
How you doing tonight?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing pretty good. I was giving a call. Do you have any offers on the property currently?
No.
No. Okay. And the property is vacant. Is that right?
Yes, correct.
Okay, perfect. And could you tell me a little bit about the condition of the home? Because looking at the pictures, it looks like it's in decent shape. Do you know if there are any major structural problems?
I don't think there's structural. I think I can't remember exactly. I think the pool maybe needs some resurfacing or something like that. And then everything had not, I don't think it's been like all updated everywhere.
Got it. Got it. And
Mhm.
and obviously, and I'm an investor. And things are a little slower at the moment. And I see you do have it priced at 610. Is there some flexibility with your sellers?
I wished he was an insurance agent, top sales insurance agent for 50 years, and he set the price. So he lives in California and doesn't need the money, but the house is sitting vacant. I'm not sure. There's flexibility.
Got it. So he's.
Are you a realtor? Can you get inside?
No, I have a real estate license in California, but primarily I'm an investor. I buy quite a few homes, but yeah, I was looking at this one. I mean, I like the location, I like the property. The price is just quite a bit off for me.
You think?
Yeah. So so you have a client that's just not very motivated, it sounds like.
Right. And I worked with him for like 30 years, sold other houses to him and sold, whatever, and bought more and more. And he wants to do this at that price. So I go, okay.
Okay. Well, sometimes we got to do what the clients want to do. But while I have you on the phone, it does sound like you've been in real estate for a while. Do you have any other deals that you can think of where you have a motivated seller that's looking to move fast?
No, nobody does right now.
Not right now. Okay.
Nobody does. They're hard to come by right now.
They are hard to come by. That means we just got to work that much harder.
Yeah, because if they go to move, their interest rate is 7 or 8, and where they live, it's only 3 or 4. So we'll have trouble for a while moving them.
Yeah, exactly. All right. Well, if you come across a deal in the future, this is my cell number. You can reach out anytime. I'd love to work with you.
Okay, I appreciate it. Thank you.
All right. Have a great night. Thank you.
You too. Okay.
Okay, see that? I asked a series of questions, and what did we uncover? We found out that seller is not motivated. Even the agent thinks it's overpriced. And that's why I'd even put out an offer, because, I tested the waters and the water was pretty cold. So, but listen, these are contacts. These are conversations. This is how we get deals.
Tarek, one thing that I love that she brought up, right, is she has the belief that interest rates alone affect why people have to move. And while that's a factor, there are so many other reasons why people need to move their real estate. And it's through asking questions that we uncover the pain points with these owners and get the deals. If you believe the realtors' limiting beliefs at times, you'll psych yourself out of finding great opportunities.
Well, here's the problem. The realtors have no idea what's going on, you guys. I'm sorry. They sell houses. Like, that is completely different than being an investor. That's different than asking sellers the tough questions. And here's the truth. In every single market, every day across the country, including 2007, 8, 9, during the Great Recession, when it comes to real estate, you have two groups of people. Are you ready? You have the group that want to sell, and you have the group that need to sell. Right now, there aren't many want to sell. Who wants to sell? They got low interest rates. Who wants to move into an 8%? Not many want tos. So what do we need to find? We need to find the need to, the people that need to move. Maybe someone passed away. Maybe someone got sick. Maybe someone got divorced. Maybe someone got a job transfer. There will always be need to sells. And this business is all about what you believe, manifestation. Like when I call these people, I believe I'm going to get a deal. When I first started 20 years ago, when I called people, I thought there was no way in hell I was going to get a deal. I said, there's no way this is going to work. Okay. It works if you put in the work. So what do you think, Mike? Should we call another?
Yep. We've got a nice one. Here, let me go to screen share. This one is in Tucson. Price cut 35,000. It's been on the market for 24 days. This one needs a little bit of work too. It's dated. It looks like the outside has been gently cleaned, but could use a lot of updating. Interior, old fans, old ceiling, very old tile. Kitchen is very dated. So just needs a nice remodel. I will say there's a pool. Hang on, let me get the garage is unfinished.
Yeah. I want to say one thing real quick. And also, you guys, there are much better ways to get deals than what I'm doing right now. This is just the easiest, cheapest way. I just wanted to show you guys.
Here's the pool. This is straight out of a horror film with the gate and the creepy kind of alone feeling there, but it's clean. And it looks like it's a nice lot. So let's see why it's
when did they buy this one, Mike? Can we take a look at that? It seems like a pretty high price for that house.
Yeah, listed for sale 2023. Last time it sold was 1998.
Wow. All right, let's give them a call. See what happens. Let's live a little.
So there are two realtors listed here. The first one, Barbara Kittleson.
Okay, 1520
907 3393.
And her name is Barbara.
And then if not, we'll call Adrian.
What's the address? Barbara.
Chapala.
This is Barbara.
Hey, Barbara, my name is Tariq El Musa. I was calling about your listing on Chapala Place in Tucson.
Yes, sir.
How you doing tonight?
Good. How are you doing?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good. I'm actually an investor buyer calling about the property. Do you have any offers on it right now?
Don't have an offer yet.
Not yet. Okay. And then could you tell me a little bit about the condition? Because based on the photos, it looks like it's in decent condition. Does it look like that in person?
It's in very nice condition. Our seller lived there for many years and loved it. The casita part of it was built in 2004, so of course that's a bit more updated. The main house, it is a slump block home, and the ceilings are quite low, like 8 or less in the main home for the most part. Maybe 8.5 in the kitchen or something, but it's got fairly low ceilings. The windows need to be replaced. The roof she just had recoated a couple months ago with the elastomeric that we put on, flat roofs here. Pool is in, decent shape. Easy care yard.
Okay. So let me ask you a question, because, typically.
Oh, and one thing too, her 2 heat pumps, there's no gas to that part of the neighborhood, so it's all electric. But the 2 heat pumps were from 2021, and we just had them serviced, and they got a clean bill of health.
Okay. Perfect. Yeah. Okay. So some things were handled. So let me ask you a question, because obviously, you're the professional agent in this area. And typically what I do is I go in, we'll buy houses, we'll fix them up, and then we'll resell them. Do you think this property has that potential?
Well, it could. I think that what needs to happen with the main house is
there's 3 bedrooms kind of all on top of each other down one hall, which was common here in the 70s. So the master is fairly small. It has a little walk-in closet. And I think that I have a friend that did this, and she's a realtor too, bought a home for herself that had the low ceilings and was that kind of slump block and everything. Take out a wall and connect the front guest bedroom with the master and rework the master bathroom and make a bigger bathroom and walk-in closet and stuff, and expand the master bedroom to make one big room that's nice, and then that smaller guest room, probably leave it as a guest room or something.
Yeah.
Because you would, but I think the kitchen could be opened up. The bones of it are really good.
Yeah, so
And
let's.
it's a well-built home.
Yeah, so like here's what I'm wondering. I mean, I'm wondering if I bought this house, fix it up, brand new kitchen, open up walls, new master bedroom, bathroom, brand new house. Like, what do you think this house would sell for?
It's a hard market, I'll be honest, because of the interest rates and stuff, which I know you're aware of. The neighborhood has some more updated homes in it. It's a very kind of the area it's in is called Casas Adobes. I don't know if you're familiar with that. It's older homes, but people do buy them and fix them up, and value can be up to $1 million or whatever. The beauty of this lot is that there's no CC&Rs. And there's a huge chunk of land behind the back wall, and there's actually access down on the north side of the house that is like kind of graveled already that goes to that back part of the property. You could do a casita back there. There's no restrictions for that. So it actually could turn into a truly multifamily home or investment property.
Okay, awesome. Okay, perfect. So one last question. Obviously I'm an investor, so I would, I see the house is vacant, so I'd probably do, a 10 or a 12-day escrow, but my offer would be all cash, but it would probably be in the high 4s. Do you think that's something your seller would consider?
Not right now. Mm-mm.
Not right now. Yeah, no, that's fair because you guys did just list. And any idea how much time your seller might take on the market before they might consider something like that?
I don't think they're going to have to go that low, even for someone that is here that might want to flip it. So we just lowered it to 615 from 649. One that is in that same vicinity, maybe a mile away or so, but still in that Casas Adobes, same kind of age factor. It had been on the market a while. They were asking in the 7s, brought it down to like 690, and they took an offer. It hasn't closed yet, as far as I know, but for 610. And that home had a bit more updates and things, but road noise. So the luxury of this listing, I guess, is that you're not near a major thoroughfare, so you're not getting road noise, and it is a buildable extra lot. So my guess is that if we have to lower it again, we might put it down a little under 6.
Yeah.
We'll probably pull. We're having showings and interest. I just don't have an offer on it.
Got it.
You have to put a bit of money in it. It's nice though. I mean, I wouldn't mess much with the casita. Maybe some new window coverings or something, but the main house part would be definitely a fixer, and then you'd want new windows.
Okay, so here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do a little bit more research, and if I feel like I can come up, I'll give you a call back on this house. But if this one doesn't work, are there any other properties you can think of where your sellers may be motivated or has some distress that they're looking to move fast that you might be able to sell me?
Well, we've got 6 listings right here around this area, and right now, no. That's probably the best opportunity. We sold one in August that an investor bought, and actually they put an offer on it and then sold it before, basically did kind of what you're doing, but ended up buying it and then reselling it.
Yeah. So they wholesaled it. They wholesaled it before they ever bought it.
They did. And I guess, we had an agent call us and be like, did you, you're with an investor. That's not going to, they're reselling it. It's on this and that website.
And it's totally okay to do too.
Yeah, it's like, he was like, 99% of those don't close. And it's like, well, we know who this person is. We hadn't worked with them before, but we knew knew he was. And it was like, well, you know what? He didn't do inspections except for a contractor.
Was it my buddy Jamil?
No.
No. All right.
But anyway, we don't have anything else right now.
Okay,
So.
well, this is my cell phone number. And I know, at some point you're going to come across some good deals, whether it's next week or next month or next year. But when you do, I would love to work with you. I would love to have you represent me. So do you think you could reach out when you come across a real good deal?
Sure. Yeah. And so I was walking my dog. So can you give me your name again? And I know you're kind of well known, but I'm sorry, I'm kind of spacing on it.
Yeah, no problem. You remember the name. Okay, it's Tariq El Musa.
Okay, perfect. We know who you are.
Okay, well, I would love to do some deals with you.
Well, that would be great. One thing we do kind of specialize in, because I live in an active adult community, is we do a lot of our listings up here. We don't necessarily have many distressed type properties, but sometimes there is a flip opportunity. So, yeah, we'll definitely keep in mind.
Okay, awesome. Well, it was so nice chatting with you, and look forward to speaking soon.
Sounds good. And do take a look at that property again on Chapala. It's cul-de-sac. It's well kept. It's like a blank slate for fixing it up. I mean, if I could afford it, I'd probably buy it and flip it. I think there's money to be made on it if you did fix it up right, because the area, the schools, everything is fantastic for that house.
Got it. Okay, yeah. I mean, yeah, location looks great. So yeah, I'm gonna sharpen that pencil and hopefully I come up with something good.
Would be great.
Okay. All right. Well, you too. Have a great night.
You too.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Well, that was another good call. What do you think, Mike? You guys having fun? You guys listen. Everything you've been told your whole life, it's all wrong. Like, there's magic in conversations. It's having the courage to pick up the phone and just talk to people. Listen, you guys, the key to my success is that I am fearless when it comes to talking with people. And I wasn't always like that. Initially, I became fearless because I couldn't pay my bills. And I had no other choice but to be fearless. I couldn't make my car payment. I was living in my mom's garage. I had no money. I was rock bottom. So I sucked it up and I went through the pain. And then I realized, what was I so worried about? Am I worried about someone in another state saying something that offends me? Think about how crazy that is. There is magic on these phones. It's all about who you know. So you got to talk to people. So what was good about that call? A lot of things. That house didn't work, but the conversation went well. She said she's going to call me in the future if she has a deal. And listen, if I was still flipping houses and acquisition, this conversation I had, I would call this agent back once a month until I quit real estate. Think about that. Think about that. The conversation I had earlier with the 2 offers I might be writing tomorrow, I would call her once a month. Now imagine you do this every day for a year. And at the end of the year, you have 2,000 real estate agents that know you on a first name basis that you call every month. Merry Christmas, happy holidays. Did you get your turkey? Do you think when they get a deal someday, they might call you? Yeah. And then if they call you and if you don't know what to do with the deal, then what do? Well, you bring it to us and let us help you. This is about supporting you so you can get to where you want to go, because it's impossible to do this on your own unless you're willing to sacrifice a lot of years and a lot of hours. I'm your shortcut, you guys. I've been doing this for 20 years. All right.
Tarek, I got to give it to that last real estate agent. She stayed persistent and even at the end was still doing her job. And if I wanted to partner with a realtor, that's the kind of realtor I want. A realtor who's just persistently representing her buyer, even when she knows it's kind of hard. Hey, take one more look at that property. It's on a cul-de-sac. I was like, good.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
the realtor you want. Persistent in getting her deal done. It was great.
100%. I was trying to get off the phone with her. She wouldn't let me. But you guys got to understand, like the calls I've had tonight have gone fantastic. But just so you know, I'm not kidding. I was doing testing for my solar company earlier today, and I was calling real estate agents. Some of them were like batshit crazy, just awful to me. And guess what? I don't care. It's okay.
Yeah. Oh, I love this, Tark. Somebody said, do we buy houses in Jacksonville, Florida? Answers yes. There's my email. All right. First of all, the chat is on fire tonight. So for those of you that are here, participating, sharing resources, sharing what sites you use to find deals, especially I see our community is being super supportive. Harry, thank you for sharing the things that are working for you. Loving all of the participation in the chat. One of our students, Tammy, found a very interesting deal in the area here in Tucson, and I think we should call it, Tarek. Here, this is Miss Tammy Lemieux. You know, she's one of our door knocking superstars.
Oh, I know Tammy.
Dude, so this is 2 units, condos. Obviously needs some updating. Unless you like living in a.
Yeah, each unit probably needs 30 to 40.
Yeah, look at those kitchens. That's just even looking at the electrical, Tarek, it looks like it might need. Now this one looks like at least they put some new floors in.
But here's what they did with this house. They painted everything: the walls, the kitchen cabinets, the floors, the counters, the toilet. They just painted everything.
So it said in the notes package deal, but on for 51 days. They're currently at 360,000, 4 beds, 3 baths. Says property can be sold as a package deal. So let's give them a ring. Let's see what.
When did it last sell? Mike, can you check when it last sold?
Absolutely.
And this is important, you guys, to check the history to see, are they an investor trying to flip it? Are they a homeowner that's had it for 20 years? And it shows it right here on the screen. So no, this is just a new listing. All right, let's give them a call.
Yeah. So we are calling Rodolfo Islas and maybe Ramiro, but let's call Rodolfo first.
Rodolfo. Okay.
520.
1 second. Sorry. What is it? 1520
548 2990.
And the name is Rodolfo.
And we're calling about the North Ritchie Boulevard condos. Grayson's on. He's calling faster than you. That's no, I'm kidding.
All right, what's the next number?
Yeah, so let's call the other agent. There's another agent listed here, Ramiro. 520.
Yep.
406.
Yep.
3126.
Ramiro. And what street is it on? Ramiro. Oh,
it's on Ritchie.
Hi, thanks for calling Southern Arizona Home Buyer.
I'm gonna try the other guy one more time. What was the other guy's name? Was
Rodolfo. And it's 520.
Yeah, I got it, Mike.
548. Yeah, you got it. 2990. No, it's not selling. These guys don't pick up their phones. Oh, wait.
Man, if you guys just knew the competitive advantage we all have if we're willing just to do a little bit of extra work versus everybody else. If you just put in a little bit more than everybody else, that will exponentially compound and you will go so much further, so much faster. All right, let's try the next one, Mike.
They're busy. watching baseball right now, probably. All right, let's see. We have not gone to Portland or Seattle in a while, so I asked Chelsea to pull some properties in Portland and Seattle.
Sure.
There's one in Seattle, and maybe we go back up to Portland. 30 days on market, $100,000 price cut. Interesting property. I looked at this earlier. It's got charm. It's in a pretty desirous area, but it actually needs quite a bit of upgrading. It's clean, but you can tell older tile. I don't know why there's a fireplace in the middle of the window. The kitchen they put in nice backsplash, but the cabinets are super old. It's one of those like half flips.
Yeah. It's
put in appliances around old cabinets, so this is in a very desirous area of town though. So it should be an interesting call. 30 days on Zillow. Oh man, hang on one second. Vu Nguyen, and it's 206.
One second.
206 4197.
And what's the name?
Vu Nguyen.
Hello, this is Vu Nguyen with John L. Scott.
All right. No luck.
No, no messages. All right.
I need to take a quick 7th inning stretch. I'm gonna go use the restroom real quick, everybody. By the way, my broken arm is looking a little bit better, everyone. Look at that.
The bionic arm.
Yeah, I'll be right back.
I love it. Well, while everyone's here, if you've learned something new, put a hell yes in the chat. If you learned that you need to ask the agents to represent you, if you learned that it's critical to be patient and ask great questions, right? Got hell yes, hell yes. I'd love to know what some of you have learned while Tarek's away. Would anybody like to put their hand up and share what's something that they've taken away from Tarek's approach tonight? Raquel, what's up, Raquel? Good to see you. Hi. Stephanie Rankin, if you want to come off mute. Hi, Miss Rankin.
Hi, how you doing? I got a little hat on because it's getting cold up here in Detroit.
Yeah, we know.
Right. Holding it deep. The one thing I did learn is it's funny. I'm actually having the same exercise for my own real estate brokerage. It's with Keller Williams, and our exercise is really to contact 100 conversations per week, not 50
right.
per day, but Tarek, he's incredible, 50 per day. But it was neat because I said, oh my God, I said, that's what we have to do, 100 conversations per week. And literally I'm scrambling. Like I am like calling friends. I'm talking to people during my exercise class. I even talked to a guy when I was ordering food, and I saw him a couple of times, and I was like, hey, how you doing? This guy tells me that he's like, yeah, I want to sell one house and I want to go buy some land. I'm like, whoa, lead gen right there. It's in your everyday that you just don't even notice. You just, go order food, or you go to Best Buy, stuff's there. You just have to ask people. And I think another thing that Tarek really hit home with was just asking questions, because that's one of the things as realtors that we have to ask is always ask questions. Don't offend a person to say, oh, well, well, why don't you think, you could say, why don't you think it's sold? Like if you talk to a FSBO or something like that, but just don't offend the owner. Just keep asking questions to get to what the pain point was, like what Mike was saying.
Yeah.
And I think the other thing was, it's three things. It was like price, location, and oh God, price, location. I'm trying to think of the other thing. Condition, price, location, and condition. Those are the things, the top things that a person who wants to get a house, that's what they look for. And I kind of look at it this way, is that if you see something that's out of place out of those three things, like the price is too high, you saw what, Tarek was like, oh, that price is a little too high. That's usually the reason why it doesn't sell. Is one of those three are out of whack. Is like price, location, and condition. And if the price is too high, that's probably the reason why it's not selling, because a lot of people know that. You got a lot of sophisticated buyers out here. And condition, you just had that on that older flip, it was kind of odd looking. You know what I mean? That you could see it wasn't a designer or anything that helped them out. They were just like, yeah, dude, this looks good. Let's paint these cabinets. They didn't have a design. And location. Sometimes the location is desirable. Sometimes the location might be in a war zone. So that's the reason why no one's picking it up. So if you have one of those three that is out of whack, and that's the reason why, Mike, I haven't been on the calls, is literally I went into incognito, into realtor mode, and now I am like linking the knowledge that I gained from you guys in homeschool to my realtor knowledge. Yeah. So that's all I wanted to say. And I think what I'm going to do, Mike, I'm going to count this as one of my 100 people that I have to conversate with about real estate, because all of y'all are on here. Can you tell me how many people are on this call?
It's a couple hundred. We're over 200. You had a couple conversations today.
Yes. Okay.
And listen, if somebody's in the Detroit area and they want to connect with a real estate investor who's a front to back realtor and investor, they should get to know you.
Yay. It's me, Stephanie Rankin. You can always call me at 586-467-5055, or you can contact me at ssrankin@kw.com.
And I follow you on Instagram, so I know what you're up to. You know that, right? I see all your new listings all the time. I love it. Well, thank you for your share. Much appreciated.
Thank you, Mike.
Good to see you.
Good to see you.
And then we have Janet. Is it Jeanette? Jeanette?
I'm back, Mike.
We were taking some shares. I was calling up folks, but I think the person that I
there we go.
Was...
Hey guys, I was trying to unmute.
I go to the restroom for 2 minutes and we lose 50 people.
Oh shoot!
No, you're good.
I'm just kidding.
You there?
I'm here. I was trying to unmute. I'll be brief.
What have you taken away from Tarek?
Yes, sir.
Well, first and foremost, so far.
Absolutely. So first and foremost, Stephanie's totally on point, and I'll be very quick since Tarek came back from his little break. But number one was activity. Activity always breeds more activity, and so that's what we've been talking about today. Being consultative and inquisitive. So consultative but inquisitive. I'm always asking questions. And to be authentic. So, and one thing I just want to add, and I'm trying to be quick, so I don't take up too much time, but we were talking about conditions. And one thing that resonated with me, I'm like, yeah, the condition is the house. The condition can be the location. But for me, I've done a lot of short sales and pre-foreclosures, and the condition of the seller, because that's where the motivation comes from. So
I'm sorry. I love what you just said. You guys, very, very important. The motivation is never about the house. It's about the seller's situation. I can't tell you guys how many houses I flipped, even today, where I buy them, I put $5,000 into them, and then I flip them. Because They weren't selling me the house under market because it was a junky house. They were selling me the house under market because they had to move out of state in 2 weeks. So
yes.
We're not looking for junky houses. We're looking for motivated sellers. And a lot of times, if there's a junky house, it might mean there's a motivated seller. I love that.
Thank you. Thanks for letting me share. I'm enjoying this so much.
Oh, good. Me too. This is fun. This is how we learn, though. I mean, geez, 20 years ago, I wish they had this stuff when I got in the business. Oh my gosh. Like we're able to jump on a Zoom like all around the world and talk and train. Like this didn't exist 20 years ago. It's really cool.
Yeah, exactly. Well, do you want to look at a few more properties, Mr. El Musa? Do you want to take a couple questions? What do you want to do next?
Let's ask our audience more calls, or do you guys want to wrap it up with some Q&A here? Got about 15 minutes.
I'm looking.
You guys want me to work? I see how it is.
Dude, they want more dials.
All right.
Let's
do it.
All right. Well, let's see. We've got here. I've got the list pulled up. There's another one in Seattle that was actually really interesting. This one's got a $41,000 price cut. It's been on the market for 26 days. Here, let me go back to screen sharing. And also one of these like clean but not in great condition homes. They did some painting, but they didn't do it, like you can tell they left old doors up. They did not clean up the kitchen.
Yeah, and just to let the audience know, like houses like this are very difficult to get. Here's why. Because this house is not in great shape, but it shows whoever owned it try to make it look as good as possible in order to sell it, meaning they're trying to get as much money as they can. That's why the grass is nice, the paint looks decent, the inside's clean. But we can call Mike, and I'll definitely try to do something.
And it is a strong location. It's a very desirous neighborhood. But they just dropped the price by 41,000. And let's see. What's up?
Our sales history.
Here you go. So listed for
wow,
rent.
the rent's at 2,500 and they're selling for 6 something. Wow.
Yeah, sold in 2006 for 375, and then it's been a rental since 2021. And you can see there was a bit like 95, 98, 2001, 2006, quite a bit of a sales process through that early 2000s. And then 2021 kept listing it for rental. 2022, it almost, Tarek, looks like they failed to rent it at the price they needed to rent it for through the course of almost a year, because they kept changing that rent price so often. So now they're trying to sell it. They listed it very high, and now they've dropped the price. And they dropped the price $50,000 within 10 days, 9 days.
So what I was saying, if you have a house worth over 600,000 that's only getting $2,300 a month in rent, that is a terrible investment. Terrible investment. All right, well, let's give them a call.
Oh, hang on. We've got that here. Eleanor, and her number is 206-550-7835.
What's the name?
Eleanor.
In case of the property, Mike.
Yep.
Hi, you've reached Eleanor Payne with.
Yeah, it's getting a little late.
All right, let's see.
Anything West Coast?
I mean, this is West Coast. This is Seattle. Let me see. Yeah. We've got a couple in Portland.
Sure. And just so you guys know, when I used to make the phone calls, I had a headset on and a computer dialing 3 phone numbers at a time, and I was averaging 500 to 700 outbound phone calls per day. So think about that, 500 to 700 phone calls per day. But that's how you make, a lot of money fast.
This is a Tarek El Musa special right here.
I like this. Now you're talking.
450,000, $50,000 price cut just a few days ago, 49,000. 14 days. And I mean, if you take a look, We got popcorn stealing with water stains. We got
Love it.
old carpet and windows that are out. We got some 1960s cabinets that are falling apart. Look at this wallpaper, Tarek.
Yeah, and by the way, you guys, these are the kind of houses you want to call on. And if you can't find any where you live, you can look out of your market. You can look in other states. There's different ways to do this. Yeah, you're right.
This is all you. This is like what you specialize in.
It looks like a lot of the flip it. Maybe they stop. Mike, could you look at the sales history?
Yep.
No.
Let's go to price history. Sold in 2004 and then listed for sale 2023.
All right, let's get a deal. Who's ready? Let's call him.
I think this one's ripe for a deal. This is Michael Bolden.
Bolton.
No, Bolden.
503
503-313-1992.
Okay, what's the address, Mike? Could you scroll a little?
Yep. 21st Ave.
He didn't answer. I actually want to talk to this one. All right, I'm gonna give it a couple seconds.
Should we call him back? Just call back in like 30 seconds.
Yeah, I'm gonna call him back right now. And then I'll text him if he doesn't answer. Then I can answer a question. Maybe he'll call back. All right, I'm gonna text him. What's the street, Mike?
It is Southeast 21st Ave.
Hey, Michael, my name is Tarek. I'm an interested buyer for your listing at. Lost it, Mike.
21st.
Listing at 88535 SE 21st in Portland. Can you chat real quick? Question mark. All right, let's see if he calls back.
I'm just gonna check and see if that's an office and if he actually has a different cell phone number. Give me 2 seconds. No, the 1992 is his cell phone. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, well, he might call back. I sent him a text.
I'll keep that one up. And then we had another one in Portland. Hang on. And this one is also in desperate need of some upgrades. Been on for 18 days. So there's a reason we selected this one, Tarek. In the description, it says opportunity to avoid 8% interest rates and traditional financing fees. Seller will carry financing at 5% interest. So an interesting opportunity. This is actually another area of Portland that's extremely desired. It's a 4-1, but it's dated. I mean, that's linoleum. The cabinets need some redoing. Obviously, if they can do seller financing, they're probably not super motivated. But the conversation around how to negotiate seller financing, I thought might be interesting for the students to hear.
Yeah, let's try it. Let's call him.
And this is Marcy Patton.
It was just
503. No, this had more time. Hang on one second. Let me go down. This had been on previously.
Oh, they bought it in 21 for 350.
Right. And then they listed it. It looked like there was a pending sale that fell through. So it's been relisted. It's actually been on the market for a little while. And there was yeah, that was it. There we go. The pending sale, I guess it fell through, which is why they're probably offering the seller financing.
Yep.
But it's been up for quite a while. That was just a relist. 503
314-5855, and our name is Marcy.
Yep.
Party. Thank you for calling Marcy Patton at 503.
We're gonna slow it down a little bit. It's hard though. All right, let's see here. Well, let's see if they call back. We got about 10 minutes left. Why don't we end with some Q&A, you guys? Like what we learned tonight, what kind of questions you have, what are your fears? Why do you think you can't do this? Who thinks you need money? You don't need money. Who thinks you need connections? You don't need connections. I would love to hear what's preventing you from getting started, if anything. You know, where are you feeling like you need help? Like, what are you missing? How can we help you? That's the question.
Somebody asked about where you buy the items for your flips. And I know that's a resource that you share with the homeschooled students, that they have access to the same suppliers that you use. Is that, I don't think we've ever been asked that on a call like this before.
Yeah.
So
yeah. So like with our students, we use My Vendors for all of our like cabinets, for the kitchen, for vanities. I think we're doing countertop stuff like that. But in general, when it just comes to like all like material, like rough materials, it's just Home Depot. They buy the drywall, the screws, all that stuff. And then the rest of it, the fixtures, the faucets, the lighting, we get that. You find them on online discounted websites, Wayfair. There's so many great deals online. You gotta plan, and you gotta ship things in. And then I'm in Anaheim, California, so we have a street called State College, which is Tile Row, where there's literally 40 tile stores within within a block where you can just buy anything. And here's the interesting thing. I haven't shopped for years, nor will I, because shopping for materials takes time, and time loses money, because I can make more money finding deals than I can driving to Home Depot.
And you know, if you're flipping a lot, the more deals you do, the better deals you get from your suppliers. So it's important to build those relationships. Oh, we have a question from Mr. Harry Brandon. What's up, Harry?
What we got, Harry?
I think that you know, the only thing holding me back is I think I'm missing there's something I'm missing here on getting money partners, or you know, lenders on board with my deals, and I'm not exactly sure what that is.
So Henry, I'm gonna stop you really quick. So when you say money partners, are you talking about private money lenders, or are you talking about hard money lenders?
Talking about private money lenders. You know, even sometimes hard money lenders will sometimes come on board as a money partner. What I mean by a money partner is they work into the deal as a percentage of the buy of the deal. Meaning when we resell that deal as a flip, they get that percentage split out of it because they brought the money. You do the work, they bring the money.
Yep. Yeah. So you're approaching. So by the way, when I first started doing this, I called everybody I knew, and they all laughed at me, said I was an idiot, said I was too young, said it wouldn't work. It was speculative. What are you talking about? Go back to school, get a job, blah, blah, blah. So listen,
I'm still hearing all that.
Guess what? You can't raise money from the people you know. You got to go raise money from the people you don't know, which means you got to go meet new people. I would go join an F45 fitness group. You know what the great thing about fitness is? You go to the same place at the same time with the same people every day. You know what that means? After a couple months, you have a whole new group of friends. I would start going to group fitness classes. I would go to real estate meetups, and I would just go into social settings where you can network and meet people. And if you can't get money, who cares? You don't need money to wholesale. So wholesale, build your capital through wholesale, and then you have your own money to fix and flip, Harry.
Okay. I think I'm going to start bringing my wholesale deals to you.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love it.
That's how we learn. We just got to get started.
Sounds good.
All right, buddy.
All right. Harry, you're on with me next week. Yeah. All right. What other questions do we have?
Yeah, I mean, I'm seeing a question like someone lost money based on their contractors. Do you hire people for specific trades? Absolutely not. I am a real estate investor. I want all of you to say this. I am a real estate investor. I am not a contractor. Your job is to vet and hire the best contractor. Now, if you have a bad contractor, you got to look in the mirror because you chose that contractor. And what I tell people this, the amount of time you put into finding a house, you take that same amount of time towards finding a contractor. You want to make sure they work with fix and flippers. They haven't done one house. No, they've done a lot of houses working with investors. They've been in business for more than a year, right? Like you want to vet them, talk to their past clients, see their work, check their reviews online. You got to do your homework on people.
Nice. All right. What other questions do we have? What other questions do we have? How many flips do you do the work on before you start hiring help? That's a great question. Then I'm going to go over to Brickell. How many Tarek, how many flips would you do before you start hiring other people to do the help?
All right, I'll tell you guys a quick story. On my very first flip, I bought a condo in Santa Ana, California, paid $115,000, put 17 into it, made a net profit of $34,000. Start to finish, remodel, got it done in 3 weeks. I was the contractor, I was the subcontractor, I was the painter, I was the floor installer, I was the kitchen guy. I did everything and I subbed it out. I sold it, I made a profit. And guess what happened? I was out of business. You want to know why I was out of business, Mike? Because instead of looking for my next deal, I was driving to Home Depot. I was painting walls. I was cutting baseboards. So I started doing $12 an hour work instead of $1,000 an hour work. And guess what? I learned after my first flip, well, I want to always be flipping, which means I always need to have deals. So my very first flip I did on my own. That was the only one I ever did like that. And the rest, I've always hired contractors. And that's how I've been able to scale.
I love it. I love it. And then I think next up, let me look real quick. Brickell, how are you?
Hi, Brickell.
Hi, how are you?
Good. How are you?
Great. So good to see you both and everybody else in the community too. Awesome to be here. You know, Tarek, I'm thinking about for individuals who joining and listening to you call these out-of-state opportunities, you know, if you'd be so kind to think about what other things they, you know, the community should think about for acquiring a property out of state as far as other questions to ask, where maybe the walkthrough period, you know, being able to assess the property, you know, it might vary state to state, or the closing process might be different, et cetera. So what other questions would you suggest that we all be thinking about?
You know, that's actually some great points, Brickell. So I know you guys, I sound like a crazy man. I'm like calling people, offering cash offers, 400, 500, 200 million. Like you guys think I'm batshit crazy. I get it. But here's how it works. When I go into the deal, I do the best I can based on my knowledge to lock that deal up. Okay. So what a lot of investors do, they'll see a deal and then they'll spend 3 days driving the neighborhood, reviewing the comps, meeting contractors, and I already bought the house. Okay. So no. You go for the kill, you get the contract signed. Now that you have a contract signed, here's the interesting thing. In most parts of this country, a seller cannot back out of a transaction. A buyer can back out of a transaction because a buyer has an inspection period. So let's just say I was on a call today and I said, okay, I'm going to give you $200,000 for that house in North Carolina. Let's just say they said yes, and I got the house. Okay, then the work starts. The first thing I do is I find a third-party real estate agent and a third-party contractor and a third-party property manager. Between the three of them, I want a video tour of the house. I want a full inspection. I want to see comps. I want videos. I want pictures. And between those three people, I should know the exact condition of that property. And that's how I get the information. So I'm not in North Carolina, but can I call one of the top real estate agents in the area, ask for help? Yes. Can I go through my network and find contractors and ask for help? Yes. Can I call property managers and ask for help? Yes. And that's the beautiful thing about this business that most people don't realize, because most people have had normal jobs. I haven't had a normal job since I delivered pizza at 19. So what's interesting about this industry is everybody works for free, but you guys don't understand that because you're not a commission-based person. Like, we're all commission-based. So we always work for free. So our job is to help. We only get paid by helping. So when you ask people for help, they're a lot more inclined to help you in this industry.
That's awesome. Eric, thanks. Sorry.
Typically, first of all, Raquel's one of our rock star students who showed up strong and was always looking at deals. So it's good to see your face too, Raquel. There's a lot to be said about the people who add value up front. It can show their level of hunger. It can show their level of dedication to finding new opportunity. And just because they're hungry doesn't mean they need the business. Sometimes it's the hungry people that have more business than they can handle, but they will deliver because they want to grow their business. So it's always good to ask for help. And like Tarek said, when it's a circle of commission only people working together, we always say none of this happens by one person doing anything. This is a team sport. We talk about that inside of Homeschooled all the time. So great questions, Raquel, especially with out-of-state investing. Good points. Tarek, we have another question from Miss Sherry Hill. Sherry, can you come off mute?
I think this has to be my last one, Mr. Michael Savage, because, I do have that wife of mine and I do get in trouble too.
Yes, that's right. Last one.
Oh, I think you're on mute, maybe. Sherry?
There we go. Can you hear me?
Yeah, hi, how you doing?
Hello. Hi. So my question is about this homeschool. What can you tell me more about that? This is why I got my real estate license. I am in Southern California. I'm in the high desert. I don't know if you know, Tarek, about the high desert of Apple Valley, Victorville, Hesperia.
I have houses in Victorville.
I was going to say, we are so affordable. I see things left and right, like left and right.
I'm going to tell you something. In 2010, I bought 2 houses in Adelanto. You know where Adelanto is? Out there, 95. Mike, both houses, 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom. I think 1170 and 1190 square feet, built in 95 and 97. Okay. I paid $50,000 for these houses. Everybody told me I was an idiot. I just want to say that. Those houses today are worth $450,000.
Easy.
Okay?
Yeah.
They went up 9 times in 13 years.
I've been here since 84. I was 2 years old. So I've definitely seen it. I've only had my real estate license for a year. I jumped in with eXp Realty because it's phenomenal. I don't have to go more into that. If you don't know about eXp, get on a call with eXp. I want to know more about this homeschool. I want to know more about how do I get in. Of course, as a new agent, I don't have a ton of money. So I definitely am looking to start. I know this area like the back of my hand and I see deals left and right. I just want to know how to get started.
Okay. So the first thing you're going to do is book a strategy session. In the chat, there's a bunch of links. For some reason, if the timing isn't right, or like, don't quit on the dream of being an investor and flipping houses. Because you can still come to all the free trainings, study my YouTube, and when the time comes, then you can join. Okay, but for some reason, if you can't right now, don't let that stop you or slow you down, because all you need is drive. And if you have that drive and you're willing to learn, you can change your life really fast in this business. But here's something I like. We were just talking a minute ago how I bought 2 houses, 50,000 each, 100,000. Today they're worth, I don't know, like $900,000 together. But here's the beautiful thing about real estate. Check this out. So the first house at 50,000, it's worth 400,000, right? So 2 years ago, I didn't do it, but this is an example. I could have. 2 years ago, I could have gone to the bank and got a new loan of 70% of 400,000, which is a new loan for 280,000. And my rate probably would have been 3%, you guys. So then my new loan's 280. Now I have $280,000 cash in my bank account and I go buy 3-4 more houses. But do you see how one house for 50 grand can turn into 10 houses? It's about buying and waiting and leveraging. Buying and waiting and leveraging. Say that with me. Buying and waiting and leveraging. That is how we find success. So I'm a huge fan of the high desert. We'd love to have you in the program. So book a strategy session and let's make it happen.
I love it. Well, Mr. Tarek El Moussa, it is time for me to not get in trouble with Heather and allow you to wrap it up. We have some coaches on. We can stay and answer a couple more questions, and I'll give some announcements about Homeschooled, about the upcoming event, and other ways they can come spend some time with you, if that's okay.
Who's coming to Florida with us? Come on, it's going to be fun. What is that?
November 10th, 11th, and 12th here in Central Florida. We've got training day with Tarek, 2 days with Tarek, our expert coaches who are all active real estate investors, as well as some phenomenal guest speakers. We have a partner that is going to show you how to create a deal when a deal doesn't look like a deal. There's some new strategies in the market to maximize rental opportunity. And they've reached out to Tarek directly. We're looking forward to having them, as well as a very intimate setting here in Central Florida with just a few people and Tarek El Moussa, November 10th, 11th, and 12th. 10th is for a small select group of people. I think that opportunity is actually closed. On the 11th and 12th, we've got opportunity for a few more seats here in Central Florida. You should come and hang out with us. It's Training Day 2023, training with Tarek El Moussa on real estate investing, the specifics of how to negotiate, the specifics of how to acquire deals. We're going to look at contracts that protect you and help lock you in, as well as some advanced strategies. So can't wait for that as well. We'll do deal finding every month through the end of the year. Tarek is always willing to show you the easiest way to lock in deals. Tonight, we talked to realtors. We got referrals. We've got people calling back in the morning. In an hour and a half, there were 2 or 3 deals that we explored. We made great connections, and it was all free. With a cell phone and internet, you can get started in this business. You just have to have the hunger. And we have some of our community on here. They've been sharing their experience, including Diane and Tom. What's up, y'all? Good to see you here. Not just on the student calls, but also on deal finding. Great job staying focused and staying in the game. It's super good to see your faces on here. I love when our new students take full immersion deep dives into what we're doing. And this is not a community call. This is a public call. And yet you're here taking notes, making sure that you're locking in everything you need. So good job being here. It's awesome seeing Raquel. Good to see and hear from you again. Same thing, Harry. Karen, you took good notes. The rest of the community is going to want a copy of them. The Lamb sisters, thank you for being on as well tonight. Mr. Rod Brown, what is up? Mr. Regular on the calls. Good to see you, sir. Abel, good to see your smiling face as well. And if you want to book a strategy session, it looks like Coach Jason Schlesinger has dropped the link a few times in the chat. The link for training day is there. We will see all of you either at training day, on future calls, or inside of our community. Book your strategy sessions. Sherry, you've got some direct messages. You should probably scroll through and take a look. I dropped a link as well as an email address in there for you. Make sure that you book in. Did you get it? All right, cool. If you see it, perfect. The minute we let this go, the links go away. So grab them if you need them. And we will see you also. Oh, and Stephanie Rankin, good to see your face again. I look forward to seeing you on our weekly calls here shortly. Get your butt back in the game. I know you're a realtor, but you got to stay in the investing game. No dipping out. No dipping out. All right, y'all. Have a good night. We'll see you soon.